What's up?
Dan just ate shit off camera.
Did he?
I heard a thump, and then I saw Dan like...
Dan, the man, is in town.
He is. Dan, why don't you come up here? Why don't you jump in here? What the hell? So, I heard a really funny story. Dan, what are you in town to do, first of all? Gavin, why don't you tell us while he's getting on mic? What is he
he's
here?
in for Slow-Mo Guys shooting. We had a sponsored video.
Yeah?
Flew him in.
It was Go-Gut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you say? I guess you said.
I mean, we said it now.
There you go.
But I actually heard a really funny story. I heard a little tidbit.
Was it a tidbit or was it a titbit?
A little tidbit. That he's staying at your house, right? Dan?
Always, yeah.
You're staying at Gav's house?
Yeah.
I heard that you walked in on Meg in her bra
on.
and then didn't walk out immediately.
I didn't realize. Because
Meg, you want to jump over here?
No, because I knocked on the door because I was going to take a shower, and I wanted to make sure that Meg wasn't in her room at the time.
Because she might be topless.
Exactly. And I was like, I knocked on the door, and then the dog was in there, and it started barking.
yeah.
So I couldn't hear what she said. And then, so I was like, okay, walked in, and she was holding like a top like that, and I just thought she was wearing a top, and I was like, oh hey, I'm just going to jump in the shower. And she was like,
where's their top like
no, I just didn't realise, didn't process. And then she was like, oh yeah, I'm topless. I was like, oh crap, oh I'm sorry. And then I left. And then he made out like I walked in on her, like, and
The
was
way
like, oh hey,
what you
blah,
just
blah, blah,
said
blah.
was you walked in on her. That's
I
same,
didn't
same thing. Meg, what happened? Tell us what really
Let
happened.
me tell you the real story here. Let me just start this by saying every time Gavin and Dan tell me the same story, I give Gavin so much shit. I'm like, you're being so mean. I'm sure Dan's version is closer to the truth. Dan, that is such a lie.
That's not.
Here's what happened. I was sewing a costume. It's sewing a top, so I just started sewing my bra because I kept putting it on to adjust it and take it off. I hear knock, 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 knock. What I tried to say was, Gav, if that's you, you can come in. I got, Gav, if that's you, door opens. I pull the shirt out of the sewing machine to cover my thing. And not like didn't know I was topless. Dan goes, oh my God, sorry. Do you mind if I take a shower? Because I'm just gonna get in there. And I literally am holding it like this. And I go, yes, get out.
So wait, I feel like this is an ambush. Like you're like, oh yeah, Dan,
Then
Yeah,
you
welcome to the
told-
podcast.
come on the podcast.
I never said I was
You piece of crap.
topless. Then I said, get out. Dan shuts the door and goes, sorry again. I just wanted to make sure it was okay. I didn't hear what you said. You knew you did wrong.
What? Come on. You make it out like I was like, she's topless. I'll just stay in here for
He
a minute.
literally went.
That's not what it was like.
You fully were like,
Oh,
sorry.
on. Right,
Now that
okay,
I've
I'm
got
done.
you, though.
Well, Meg, I don't want to victim blame here, but I got to ask how this setup is in your house.
Yeah.
Why is the guest shower in your room?
It's not.
They're just so rubbish at like DIYing. He pulled down the shower curtain
Right.
in like the guest bathroom and never bothered his ass to put it up. It probably like take 5
You
minutes.
can't use
No,
the
I
guest
threw up
shower
on it.
anyway.
You threw up on it, so you didn't bother getting a new one. You just can't use that bathroom
Vomited on it.
anymore ever.
So because you threw up on a shower curtain, you can't put it back up?
Yeah, what?
Well, it's crusty
It's
now.
supposed to get washed and
No,
like,
I
wet.
vomited on it, but it was right in the middle of laser team, so it just stayed there for ages.
Why did you vomit on the shower curtain?
Yeah.
Oh,
Meg,
'cause
what's going on in your house?
No, I had food poisoning, so I was pooing. I was doing bum wheat, and also I vomited. But
So
I had
stuff
to,
was coming out of all ends.
So it's coming out.
Yeah. So basically, I leant into the bath, but I just had to jam my head through the shower curtain. It went all over it.
Oh my God, that sounds like a nightmare.
I had a friend in college who he got really sick, and he was he was vomiting.
Thank
next
you,
to
Meg.
it, and while he was doing it, he started shitting too. It was like, it just like
Wait, which end was? He was vomiting in the.
he was vomiting into the toilet, and while he was doing that, he lost control of his bowels, so he started shitting simultaneously.
in his underwear?
Someone
like onto the bathroom grounds.
Someone told me a story about how they had a friend around their house who was like puking in one of the toilets, and then the person who owned the house was like, "No, don't use that bathroom." So while he was puking, he puked from that bathroom all the way to the other bathroom. There's like a trail of puke. He was just like blah, 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 all the way to the other bathroom.
Was
So
he just
it
really
covered-
drunk? And he didn't
Oh,
know
he was
it?
wasted. Yeah, it was like a house party.
I mean, there was one time where I like walked into my roommate's room when I was like pissed drunk, and I just busted him and his girlfriend laying in the bed, and I just started.
That'll work on the audio podcast. Oh man. Hey Jeff. So Jeff, I said to Jeff, why don't you come on the podcast because we'll be here. And Jeff said he couldn't come on the podcast because he had an appointment to get acupuncture.
I've always got an excuse why I can't do it.
And I said, what I say, I said,
You said it's okay. You don't have to tell people.
you don't have to tell people that you're going to acupuncture.
Dude, acupuncture is fucking cool.
What do you
ever
have
it?
done?
Does
Like,
it actually work? Like, isn't it
I
like
don't
one of those sort of, you know?
what are you solving? Can we ask you that? What problem are you solving?
Listen, I'm an old man now. I'm 40 years old.
Are you stiff?
I'm stiff. I am.
You were last night.
Thanks.
Quick on the uptake there, Dan.
He loves dicks. I have decided to fix my body because it's just been a hard life.
Too late.
It hasn't been good.
Yeah.
So I have a chiropractor
Get
that
a
I
new
go to
one.
every
That's
week.
a solution. Get a new body.
Yeah, I should. And I get just a bad back. My back sucks.
I know about this. You guys know about this?
Yeah, I bitch about it all the time.
Ryan, you want to jump over there? So you can, like, go inside car
So
with
you
us?
get needles in your back to help it.
I do every Monday
How
at
big are
4:30.
they? Are they just like?
What's your problem with your
They're
back?
like heroin
Like,
needles.
Can you, like, sitting still for a long time hurt you?
So
Doing this is, like, strenuous activity?
I don't know when it happened, but supposedly I did some damage to my C4 or my C5. I suspect it was when I built the skateboard park at TNI,
Yeah.
and I hurt my back one time there. And I guess she said that the damage to me is about 15 years old. She can tell by, like, there's like my vertebrae have calcified.
Yeah, your rings are just like, that's exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, no, my vertebrae have calcified, and that's from it's a whole thing. But she said it looked like 15 or so years old, which would put it about the time that I hurt my back at TNI, and I had to go to the doctor for a while.
Ryan, I have to ask, is this bullshit? I mean, does he complain about having a bad back in the office all the time?
Not once. Never
Is it
heard
just an
before.
I don't
excuse?
fucking
Like,
complain because I'm not a baby.
Suddenly at 4:30 on a Monday. It's his
But,
unsolvable problem.
But so I decided at 40 that I should take care of my body, right? I've
Good
not
call.
been good to it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting.
The assignment's almost due.
Do you remember our friend Lori Webb? Jason Saldana's ex-girlfriend?
She's an orthogonal chiropractor.
She's an orthogonal chiropractor.
That what you do?
She begged me to go get this thing called my atlas adjusted.
Uh-huh. That's your
And
C1 vertebrae.
My C1 vertebrae. You're absolutely right. Your
base of your
brain
skull.
sits on top of it.
Yep.
So I went, and mine was 7 millimeters off and twisted.
By the way, you're
So-
going to ASMR trigger Gavin over there, and he's going to fall asleep.
Oh,
This
so
is
that
what's
wasn't
good.
7 millimeters, by the way.
What?
This.
yeah, it was about 7 millimeters out.
That's
7
about 7 millimeters, right? I don't know. It's a fucking. I wasn't trying to be.
7 millimeters is that.
This is,
come over and I'm
it's
gonna
like
kick
when
your dick off.
somebody on the internet's like,
Is that
"How
why-
big's your dick?"
oh,
You're
yeah.
like 7 millimeters.
Got a 2 centimeter cock. It's about that big.
So I have a 7 millimeter off fucking atlas thing. So I go in every week and they fucking hit it with a gun like this. Goosh.
It's like a stick.
It's
a
like a
percussion
stick.
stick,
And then
yeah.
the entire left side of my body goes like lax. It's really interesting.
Did you feel it like shift? Can you feel it pop?
Yeah.
Is it like
Really?
having a stroke?
No, I can't feel it shift. I can just feel like I don't know how to describe it, but
Like your funny bone, but in your head.
Yeah, kind of, and like the entire left side of my, I guess you carry stress, you don't realize it, and like when it's back in place, all of like everything just like loosens up.
Did you just get
like my
punched
face
one time?
loosens up? No, it was from the skateboarding thing, I think. But
By the way, if I recall correctly, he had a rail that he built. He had a ramp and he had a rail, and if I recall correctly, you were grinding on the rail and it fell and landed on the rail.
I did, yeah,
Like,
on the
across your back.
Yeah, and it,
Yeah.
it was just fucked up, and I,
I
had to
don't
go
think
to like,
that's what
physical
your
therapy
injury's
and
from.
stuff. What's that?
I don't think that's what your injury's from.
What do you think it's from?
Well, there was a time I watched him do it where he was doing like a reverse Griffin hug, and he fell backwards onto his couch, and there was an Xbox controller there, and it got embedded in your spine. And then you said for the rest of your night that your spine felt wet.
It did. I know, it's fine. It's a lot.
man.
Yeah, I've had a few injuries, but anyway, so yeah, every week now I go get because I just my back hurts all the time, so now I do Atlas and fucking acupuncture.
Gavin, where approximately did the controller embed itself?
Just in his back.
Like showing Ryan. Showing Ryan.
It
You
was
have a
about
reference
7
model here.
millimeters away from him.
No, that's way lower than what he's talking about.
It's about 7 mil off.
The part, it's about 7
Yeah,
millimeters.
his neck bone is actually down there now.
You're talking about something like right up here, right?
So I have a tremendous amount of pain between my shoulder blades and then my lower back, and then the entire left side of my body. But since I've gotten my Atlas adjusted 4 times now, it's mostly gone.
Is it like-
After a certain age, it's a lot more efficient if you name the stuff that still works.
It's true.
As opposed to like trying to list all the stuff that's creaky or broken.
It's true.
Just go with the list of stuff that works.
My right foot is awesome.
Yeah. And I listen, I feel bad for your pain. I don't feel especially bad that you hurt yourself on the fucking skate park at TNI because Jeff almost fucking killed me one time. we had a like one of those big overhead doors. Like here at the studio, we got this big like airplane
Dude, I
thing.
forgot about that. Was awesome.
Yeah, for you.
You were
I don't
upset.
remember
You
it.
were-
Everyone
you were
told me
angry.
about it. But we had a big overhead door, and it had no spring on it, so it wouldn't stay open. Like a massive bay door that you back up trucks to. So the solution was there was a huge, like that thick around, 7 millimeters around, steel pole that was sitting right there, and then they'd put that up and then let the
like
door
a hood-
like come
like a
down.
hood of a car sort of
The
It's
thing.
like a
pole
brace.
was like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was in the dock. I was down like 5 or 6 feet down below the level of the bottom of the door. Jeff's talking to me, and while he's talking to me, he just leans up and rests his hands on the open door, which lifts it up a little bit, and then the pole just goes like this. And I'm walking away. This fucking steel pole comes down like a hatchet in the middle of my head. Bang! I don't even remember it. It was like, I just felt like every vertebrae in my spine just went ka-dunk like that.
Compacted.
You got knocked for a fucking loop. that was awesome. Not too long after that, I don't know if you remember this, you were walking to, I think we were at IHOP after drinking downtown or something, and you were going to your car, and you walked into a fucking, like a pipe.
It was,
you remember that?
It was in a parking garage. It was
Yeah.
like a pipe at, like, right above eye level. You ever do that? Like a cabinet door?
Yeah.
You had like a fucking thing across your head.
I always see kids
forever.
do that when they you know, sometimes you get like your walking path where you're not allowed to ride your bike down, so they put two things like that to stop people from going straight down on the bike.
I thought
And
in
now
accordance
you get kids
to-
that are right, exactly the right height, just go full pelt, goosh, like twat the head, like their head right here. Just
Yeah.
like a backflip.
So does Megan's Law not apply to you in England?
You'll have to look it up.
It's a very funny joke.
It is
Okay.
a very funny.
Yeah,
joke.
I believe you. I believe you.
The other killer was when I was a kid was those guide wires that would come off of like telephone poles, and they were just like those diagonal like just wires, and you'd be running along and you would just like clothesline yourself.
Those are the. That's how they made the fucking blaster noise in Star Wars. They would hit those with a tuning fork.
In those things?
Yeah,
Really?
in the desert.
I saw something online
did
about
Foley work about it.
an instrument that makes every like horror movie sound effect. It looks like a circle, and it looks like
Nalgene or something like that? Or
Yeah,
it's like it's all touch sensitive and heat.
no, that's the theremin. I think.
Theremin,
That's
theremin.
what you're thinking about. That's like the good vibrations. What is a Beach Boys thing? No, but there's this thing. It's like you'd recognize all the sounds it makes. I'll put it up. And it's like I think there's even like water in it or some shit like that. So, what are you gonna go get done though? What's your acupuncture? What are you doing?
They just put 28 needles in me
Fuck.
from my neck down to my fucking ankles. Ankles are the ones that hurt. Everything else is fine. Neck feels good, but the ankles actually hurt. Getting needles in your ankles, I don't like it. Butt, get it in my butt.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. Like where?
Take it right in the butt.
Do you get like at the
It's
base
like
of the spine?
here. Yeah,
Does it
base
bleed
of the spine.
like, afterwards?
Now, are they floating around in alcohol when they pull them out, or are they just on the table?
You know, I've never fucking seen them because I've always been they're in my back. I don't know.
Nah, Jeff's
don't know
floating
where they
around in
come
alcohol.
from.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough
They could
alcohol for
literally be
one
pulling
room.
That's why it
them out
goes,
of
really.
themselves and jabbing them into you. And you wouldn't
It's
know.
super relaxing, man. Like you do it, and then you lay there for 20 minutes with the needles in you, and you fall asleep.
Sounds relaxing as shit.
You drool all over yourself, and then
You
they
like
wake
move
you
in
up.
your sleep and you roll over onto your back.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Does that
shut
kill
up?
you?
Just kidding. I love
Okay,
you, Dan. Salty.
Fox
You're a great guy.
Octopus is telling me I'm talking about the hydrophone. That's what I'm talking about.
Did you guys see? Speaking of horror movies, you guys see Wes Craven died?
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Sad.
Was he 86? 96?
He was 76.
He was the
Six
guy
or something.
behind Nightmare, Freddy Krueger, basically.
Sure.
He was behind the Scream movies as well.
Sure. Last
Yeah.
House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes. He those are pretty gross movies.
Nightmare on Elm Street freaked me out though. Like the first one,
He discovered Johnny Depp.
it got crazy after that.
It did.
Yeah, 'cause
He,
he was like a
uh,
writer director.
Then Tim Burton stole him.
He is credited for discovering Johnny Depp, and I think he gave Bruce Willis one of his first acting jobs too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What was that?
Some fucking movie I never saw.
right.
I don't know. It might have been a TV show that he directed or something. But yeah, real sad.
Well, I don't want to keep you from your acupuncture.
Yeah, I gotta get going. It
How
was
deep,
so
how
good
deep
to
you
see
going
you.
here, by the way? You done chiropractic, acupuncture. What's next? You do phrenology?
I got it. No, I'm not doing phrenology because that's bullshit. Next step,
that's
I had
bullshit.
to cancel my appointment because my chiropractor asked me to because she said it could fuck with the atlas. Rolfing. Finally going to do the Rolfing.
Are you really?
Yep.
That's I will bet you $100 reflexology is somewhere in your future where they push on your feet, all the zones in your feet.
I'll do that.
That's somewhere.
I'll do anything if it costs money.
Move the energy around your body.
Hey, go
Heal it.
go find
That
the
crap.
dude. Remember the brain massage guy that we wanted to?
Oh, the guy like in India or wherever?
No. He's in Austin. He had a sign on the back
right,
of
he
his
had the
truck.
thing on his car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should find that dude and do the brain massage.
I'm sure there's some picture of it somewhere.
Yeah, I bet there is. That's a good idea. All right, I'm out. I got to go
All
get
right,
needled.
go get needles stuck in yourself. Gavin, you can rejoin us. Hey, Ryan, what are you up to, bud?
Yeah, just hanging out.
How's free play going?
Good. Actually, we did another shoot today that'll come out, I think it was Wednesday show.
Heard a lot of screaming.
There was a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
Thankfully, no hospital trips involved. So it was the good kind of screaming.
So what happened there? I mean,
What happened where? The
you tried to
screaming?
kill Meg, right? Is that the way that works?
Tried to kill is strong. Look, she was completely wrapped in pillows. What else
Sorry,
can we do?
I hate to interrupt. I know I just left and all, but I will say that he came into the office after he got back from the hospital, and all he said was, "If I can't have her, nobody will."
Kevin just don't react.
It's okay.
Not exactly how the conversation went. Hi, Meg.
There's Meg.
Hi.
Bye. fight.
No, you tried to kill me. We actually
I
have...
did not try to kill you.
You did.
Come on screen some more.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Sorry. We have another camera angle of Ryan's like full shove that we edited out.
Full shove?
Yeah.
Look, it was like this.
That's what. That is.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh, he's at it again.
She took a fall.
That is why you
should've been a
edited it,
soccer
though, right,
player.
Meg? You had to edit it because you didn't want Ryan to look bad.
Right. No,
Like-
we did.
So
We
what
edited-
exactly happened?
Oh, so
You guys were playing basketball?
No, we were trying. Well, it was my idea. We were gonna play Fisher Price basketball in sumo suits, and there were so...
As you do.
Right, like you do.
Heavily padded with helmets, I should
Right.
point out.
Complete safety gear, except for pads on the floor. So incomplete safety
gear. And then the helmets had stripes in the back that were missing, and I think that's actually like it came apart when my head like hit the floor.
My favorite part of this whole thing is those belong to Mariel.
Yeah, our family owns them.
Those are hers.
Yeah.
She just had them.
We just picked them up one day. But yeah.
Well, and then
Almost
falling
done.
down was part of it, but I didn't want to like full on body check you out of the way, so I was like, I'll just gently kind of guide her backwards, and then
Guide her backwards like you do. No, yeah, we talked about it after. I was like, I felt myself falling. I'm like, I bet I could save this. Fuck it, I'm supposed to fall. It's like, that's the point, is that we're all falling over. And it went horribly wrong. So today, we also...
Is that your first time ever having a head injury, Meg?
Yes, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I hope I never, ever, ever experience
Did you
anything
say you
like
were
that ever
like
again.
dreaming?
Yeah, I was like dreaming while standing up, and then I couldn't recall like basic facts.
Yeah,
It is
that-
a scary
yeah,
experience though
it's
when
crazy.
you know that your brain is wrong and you just there's nothing you can do about
Yeah.
It's like that little voice in your head, like when you're sometimes when you're really drunk or whatever.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
this little voice where, like, say I go to the toilet, I'm like, right, come on, get it in the bowl here, Dan. You've got this, and you're like, whoa, can't control it. You have that little voice of consciousn't that knows you're drunk.
I
And
recently
then when you're bloody smack your head open, you have that little voice that goes, something's not right here, mate. You sort this out, and you're like, your brain's like dreaming random stuff, like daydreaming, and you're just not right.
I would
have that
actually really like it if the voice in Meg's head was Dan.
So drunk, all right, mate.
All right,
Get the
mate.
fuck to the hospital.
Get full.
I recently read a thing too that voice that's in your head, the voice that you talk to yourself with, that when you think those thoughts, that there's actually minute movements of your larynx, like your brain is actually like on a very, very small level.
Talk?
Yeah, is vocalizing.
All right, I'm gonna think of stuff right now. You ready?
You're right.
Yeah, listen to that.
Yeah.
But the instrument, by the way, is called the waterphone. Do you guys want to hear this thing?
Water phone.
Yeah, here, I'll play it for you. Unless
Is
you
it
didn't,
wet?
by any chance, pull up a file for this. Did you? Oh, you did? I'll let you play it then.
That one. Eerie.
I think they've got it.
Yeah, that's like every horror.
Every horror like sci-fi movie has those sound effects in it. I don't know. Were you playing sound on that, Patrick? That was from you. Oh, that sound was all from me.
Do you think
okay.
someone like invented those sounds individually on other instruments and then just thought, oh no, why don't you just put them in one?
Well, yeah,
thing?
it's pretty ugly.
creepy.
I'm also wondering
Yeah.
what happened first. Like, did they just make this and find out that it made the scariest sounds ever, or did
Yeah.
they make it specifically for scary movies?
I think sound guys will get sounds wherever they can. They don't.
I want to buy one and just creep people out with it. Just hide like.
I think I would just be creeped out by a guy like hanging out playing music next to me, like in my
you
closet.
hide, obviously. You wouldn't. Yeah.
I would love, you know, all the stuff they use for Foley sounds, like there's all like trays of different material and like different shoes. It'd be cool if that was combined into an actual instrument, like a big spoked thing with like different shoes on the end of it.
You would be
And it
like
had,
the one-man
shoes.
band of
Yeah.
horror noises.
Yeah, but just for Foley. It'd be great.
Don't they use like
you rotate
cabbages for a lot of it?
like that. All right. Well, we should say goodbye to Meg and to Ryan, so they're not just standing up there
Bye.
forever. I'm afraid we're going to cut back and see something we shouldn't see.
He's
You know,
strangling
there you
her.
go.
I like her make out, damn it, and play one face right.
Meg made her make out face. That was terrible.
Good stuff.
Going back to missing shots, I just remembered one of the classic ones. We were doing a laser beam going through a bunch of balloons. Hasn't come out. I'm not sure if it will. Dan missed the shot. Basically, it's one of the reasons it's not coming out because I basically gave him very simple instructions. Do the thing, run to the camera, hit the red button. He runs. He does the thing. He runs to the camera, and then he goes.
You listen to why, right? But
It's because for a green laser beam or a blue laser beam, you wear orange goggles. And he couldn't tell which button was red.
They were all orange
So he's
buttons.
there just
they're
like
all
fumbling
orange.
with the buttons. Like, I don't know which one it is.
I eventually got. I was like, I guess it's the big one.
Did it
You
work?
missed the shot.
Is that the one?
He
Well, that's the
pressed
thing.
menu.
'Cause he expected me to be in the shot. I was in the shot and I had to run around after running full pelt. So I'd have had split seconds to make it anyway. But those split seconds mattered because I had blue goggles on. I couldn't see orange goggles. I couldn't see what was going on.
Like blue blockers, orange.
Orange lenses to block out the light or something.
All right, well, I want to show you. Do you have that Vine up by any chance, Patrick? Yeah, this is a good sound design.
Is it the duck
Can you hear it?
I feel like I just sit there doing that all day.
He walks away.
I know. It's like that to me is so awesome. It's a guy who finds like a bin full of these little ducks, and he squeezes one and makes this honk.
Can you
and
find
then
a
he just like
reverse?
puts his hand and smashes all the ducks inside of it and lets go, and it makes it sounds like explain again. It sounds like the end of the world. It sounds like hell. Is what it sounds like.
Sounds bagpipes.
It sounds like a stadium full
Find
of
the
people
there's a
cheering.
reversed version as well, which is kind of creepy.
There's a Vine.
So Gavin, I have been
I'm gonna dump my beer on
I've been
myself.
pretty relentless, and you have too, about bitching about the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus specifically for
Dog
me.
shit.
Absolutely. So I cracked my screen.
Oh, he is right. It's right there. I've done 3,000 steps.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you have to have your phone in your pocket to do it, or does it just do it from the phone, the watch?
Does it with that?
Okay. Anyway, I had a dumb thing where I had to get a physical, and they had to get me down to my underwear so they could like give me like feels and gropes. You know,
That
this is all about.
Turn your
just so you know, you didn't actually have to be in your underwear.
I did. Did
Did
what
you
are
get?
talking about?
Did you get fingered?
No, I got the. He did the thing where he tickled my nuts.
I mean, you're
Like,
using your
made me
fingers.
cough.
Wait, so did he like
wait,
go
wait, wait,
in
wait. They
and
tickle
up?
you?
He gave me like a push like that. He gave me a 2-finger
I got
push.
Yeah, the side.
Wait, push
Yeah.
on the penis? On the balls?
No, on
And
the
then-
balls, on the base of the balls.
It's between the leg and the balls. It's like the bat wing area. That's
So-
where you get that. Yeah.
He prods your bat wing and then you have to cough?
And that's the test that you have a hernia.
And because the balls go up.
I don't know. I actually don't know. What is it, Blaine? Do you know?
I don't know. I thought hernia had something to do. Okay, I'm gonna prove that I'm very ignorant. What's the thing with the asshole like protrudes out?
Hemorrhoid?
Yeah. I know nothing. Do not talk
Prolapse?
to me about the subject.
What the hell? I mean, why would you bring that up?
I used to think that was the hernia. Something had to do with your asshole.
I mean, a
poking
hernia
out.
can poke out of your stomach typically. I don't think they poke out your
Yes,
asshole.
it's where-
very much.
okay.
It can poke out your stomach.
well, it's like a
hernia, yeah, if
tear
you like-
in your core.
Right, so
alien?
it's like when your intestines ends up poking through the muscle, right?
It's
Right.
like the
Your-
lining
out.
of
In your
the lining
abdominal wall.
breaks and organs poke out.
But here's my question: when he does the thing, or he or she, because it could be anybody these days, being a doctor, they put their fingers up in there and they say cough, and you cough. Like, what would they see, or what would they experience with their hand to say, "Oh, this person has a hernia"?
Hold on.
maybe the testicles.
Here we go.
It's not doing anything.
So
Well,
would
you
you do
probably have to
something
be
else?
hanging.
Hold
You
on,
probably
just
have to.
hold on.
God, my hands are cold. It's just it kind of flexes.
I like you might
hand's
your
dirty.
dick for that.
It might be that when you cough with a hernia, you don't use all of the muscles because it's ruined, and your balls don't jump.
Oh, okay. What
Well,
if
I'm
instead
sure-
of coughing, you sneeze? That would be how you know you have a hernia. Anyway, I had to do that. I had to get the hernia checked. So I had to get down to my underwear. And I did this thing where I pulled down my pants down to my ankles. My iPhone 6, as the pants went all the way down, at my ankle level, it came up and it fell out and shattered. It was like half a foot. It was like that much.
It was like 7 millimeters.
It was
already-
7 millimeters.
Callback.
It just completely shattered. So
It had been cracked already.
the tiniest of cracks, the tiniest of cracks, but it shattered the iPhone 6. And I found out you always get on me because I don't get Apple Care. Because I always figure I can last a year, and then if my phone breaks, I'll just buy the latest iteration.
Do you want to briefly hear about how Dan messed up another food order at Witch Witch?
Get up there, Dan. Let's hear it. Get up there. Get up on there, Dan.
Wrap
I gotta
up,
hear
wrap up,
this.
wrap up.
I
Dan,
have to
go.
hear this.
Last time we discovered that it is possible to mess up Witch Witch. Dan, what did you do this time?
You're messing up the shot, Dan. Back up.
You're good. You're good. Keep going.
I want to see the flat fall over.
Oh, hey. Yeah,
Hey, Meg, go stand in your broad where he needs to stand so he knows where to go. How about that?
There's an X here, but
That's it. You got it.
the top of my head's gone.
That's what Tyler's here to do. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Good job, Tyler.
I've messed everything up today, haven't I, really?
No, you're good.
I just signed it instead of writing. I usually write a stupid name, like so they read out the name or try and read out the name. Like last time I did Bjorn, and they said Bjorn or whatever it is. So we just do stuff like that. But this time I just decided to sign it. It's nothing much.
He wrote his autograph on it,
Yeah,
basically.
in cursive.
Unpronounceable, yeah, just like squiggle.
So how do they pronounce your name? Don?
He's
I had too much pride. I just screwed it up and threw it away and tried again.
You had to fill the whole thing out again?
I just don't get
Why don't you
them.
just cross out?
Because it says ultimate or whatever for the BLT, and you click that, and then you get it has a list, but not everything's
Click
on
it
it.
with a pen.
So I have to do the build your own and just tick everything. So I don't really know how it works.
Dude, was it a good sandwich when you were done?
It was amazing.
All right, well, I'm happy.
That's all that
for you.
matters at the end. of the day,
Exactly
yeah.
right.
Dan ordering is a never-ending source of entertainment. All right, we're about to wrap up here, but I just want to say